clarify what I just talked about. When we take the ball out in the golf course, it can be either two ways. We test it with TrackMan out on the range, and we confirm that the numbers are as good or better with a player, and then they take it out on the golf course and start working with it under conditions, which a lot of guys will want to see what happens on a miss hit with a driver. How does the ball react when you miss hit it into the wind? Is a very important detail for us. Is it gonna beat where their gamer golf ball is, or is it gonna come up short? And we've had a lot of success with this golf ball, working under miss hits and into the wind.
So let me ask. So we can talk more inside, but
yeah.
Share with us what's the difference between 120, which you were playing last year, and the 20xi X.
Well, the main difference is, as Steve was saying, I tested the ball the first time in Hawaii, and I have to say I was really surprised because obviously it was going longer off the tees, which is good. But then what surprised me the most was on the 13th hole, which is the second shot is a blind shot. We hit two balls with the old ball and the new ball with 2 5-irons, and with the new ball the 5-iron was flying a little higher and it was into the wind. And I told Steve I really like the flight, but I think it's probably going to be a bit shorter than the old ball because it was flying a bit longer, a bit higher. And when we actually got to the green, the ball was probably 9-10 yards longer than the old ball. So that was just amazing, because into the wind, if you can still, hit a high shot and not lose any distance, it's great.
And maybe around green.
And then the thing is that even if you gain distance from the tee and with the irons around the greens, the ball spins more. So that means much more control, and you can hit many different shots if you can control the spin better. So for us it's always a case of trying to hit the ball longer off the tees, but getting more control around the greens, which is it should be really hard to balance, but with this ball it's much easier.
So this core, it's actually smaller than rubber core, but gives us about 3 miles per hour speed, which is about equal to 6 to 9 years. And also having this engine, small but strong engine, we put softest ever cover on the outside. So those combination gives us low spin of the tee, but more spin with iron, and we call spin slope. Okay, so
you ready? Okay, you want to hit a couple drivers?
Sure. Well, having 12 degrees, that's okay.
And Rock, he's hitting the S, right? This S?
Yeah, he's S. He's a 20xi S. Again, 1900. So difference between X version and S version is cover hardness. There is 3 points difference. S has softer cover, X has firmer cover. Oh wow. You get every single shot is gain like 2 miles per hour.
I'm just loosening up.
Just spin them.
AK's very lucky. He has about 3 gears he can start ratcheting it up to. It's quite impressive.
I think the biggest difference for me with this golf ball is that as good as the Nike stuff has been, I didn't see a dramatic difference in the ball as far as when I came out. What did I use? The One Dot Tour or the Tour Platinum, and then it went to the One Dot Tour. And, you know, I saw it getting a little bit better. I saw little improvements, but with this one, when I tried it in China for the first time, I didn't expect to put it in play. And on Wednesday, Rock and I went out there, and I think I hit it about 8 to 10 yards further off the tee. It stayed in the air a little bit longer, and that's kind of what I've been losing, especially since I got injured. So I got that back without having done anything to my golf swing, so I put it in play. Probably had my best tournament since I came back. So I figured this was kind of the way it was going to go. I tried the X, and I just couldn't get the ball in the air and keep it in there for very long. So we went to this ball, and I think my driving distance is starting to come back a little bit.
And the reason why he couldn't get high enough is his spin. Driver spin is already low enough. It's probably too low with X. We did the head-to-head test at Chevron.
Right.
December, and his ball speed was about 4 miles per hour, faster than one tour.
Right.
Which is great. I mean, it's, you know, everybody talk about faster ball speed and longer distance, but for us, golf ball engineer, you know, improving 1 mile per hour is a big deal, especially within, you know, rubber core construction. But now it's 4. And what
We're
about
looking for 6?
what about spin around green?
Oh, it's great. Obviously, y'all know that with the grooves the way they are, we're trying to lay up to different yardages. Because before you could just hit at a par 5 and not worry, just throw it in the air and use the lob wedge to spin it around the greens. But now it becomes more of a precision game. And you don't want to jerk the balls off the green, having 70, 80 yards in. So you have to lay it up to your numbers, whether it's 120 or 130. I'm actually doing that a lot more than when I was going for greens and having 30 yards and trying to spin the third shot. So my game has changed because this ball makes it easier for you not to have to worry about spinning it back off the greens with your wedges.
And that day, Shanghai Wednesday, I think within 50 yards, you ended up always short, like 5 feet or 10 feet shorter.